Hello awakened creators, and welcome to today's video where we are tackling creative self-doubt and we are alchemizing that shit and turning it into gold. If you're new to the channel, welcome home. My name is Amanda and I am the founder of Awakened Creators, a loving online community where we do the inner work necessary to do the outer work that we love. And in today's video, we are talking all about creative self-doubt. And this subject is near and dear to me, especially at this particular time when I'm literally feet away from boxes, about to pack up my entire life and move it overseas in pursuit of the life that I dream of. So if you are dealing with creative self-doubt, trust that I understand completely what you are going through. And in fact, this entire experience has taught me one thing very clearly, and that is that this self-doubt creeps up, in particular, right when you are about to do something great. So before we get started talking about how we're going to alchemize creative self-doubt, I really want to just remind you that when self-doubt comes up, when it appears in your experience, right before you're about to go on stage for your first show, or right before you want to submit your poem to a poetry contest, or right before you're about to, ta-da, reveal your fashion design to all of your friends, and you look at what you've created and you start to feel like it's inadequate, or that you aren't up to snuff, or that people will dislike what it is that you want to bring to the world, know this, that your creative self-doubt is appearing right at the moment that you are about to make an incredible change. A change that will prove to you time and again that you are stronger than you think. So if you can really start to recognize creative self-doubt as a signal that you're actually on the right path, that you're about to do something greater than you've done before, then you can begin the alchemization process of turning this doubt into strength. And that's the second thing that I want to mention to you today. When this self-doubt, this creative self-doubt comes into your experience, this is what we are great at here at Awakened Creators, is turning this stuff into gold. We are here to take these creative struggles, these creative blockages, and alchemize them, meaning we are turning them into something greater, turning them into something valuable. So rather than a creative self-doubt just being proof that we can't do it, or some kind of confirmation or affirmation that we are not actually adequate, we can take these experiences that we're facing and actually change them and change our perspective of them into something that truly strengthens us along our creative journey and fortifies our own self-worth. And so when creative self-doubt creeps up on you, like I said, it's usually right before you're about to do something greater. You're about to push yourself and expand yourself outward, or expand the version of yourself into a little bit bigger version than you previously were. Creative self-doubt's going to creep up. So right off the bat, you already know this is normal, this is bound to happen. This means actually I'm on the right track because I'm trying to push myself beyond my comfort zone, okay? Once you have sort of normalized the appearance of self-doubt, then you can begin the alchemization process. So the first thing that I want to recommend that you do in order to alchemize creative self-doubt is to admit that you have it. When we admit that we're scared, or we admit that, wow, this is actually a really big deal and I'm about to do something that I've never done before, we begin to kind of take our power back. We begin to make this big scary monster in the corner not seem so scary because, well, we admit that it's there and yeah, we're kind of afraid of it. And what's important too is that you actually verbalize or bring voice to the way that you're feeling. So it's not enough to just like crank the wheels in your head about it. I really want to encourage you to give it space to release. So there's a couple of ways you can do that, right? You can talk to a trusted friend, and it's really important that it be a trusted friend, that it be somebody who's very supportive of you pursuing your creative dreams, who isn't just going to say, I told you so, when you confess to them that you're a little afraid of this next step that you're about to take. So verbalize it to a trusted friend. If you don't have someone in your sphere of friendship that you can trust, you might want to write about it in a journal, or even do like a vlog, or take a little video of yourself with the intention that you'll never show it to anyone. I'm not saying you have to put it on YouTube, but just give yourself the opportunity to really give some voice, to say that you're scared. After you've done that, you'll probably start to feel a little bit of a release, because again, you've sort of taken your power back at that point, and you've declared that, yes, okay, I realize that I have a parachute on my back, I'm about to jump out of a plane, and it's kind of freaking scary. But at that point, after you've acknowledged that you're afraid, after you've acknowledged that, this is a huge undertaking for you, the next thing that you have to do, that I would encourage you to be patient with yourself on, is to go ahead and jump anyways. It's going to take you a while on your creative journey to make friends with self-doubt, and you may not actually ever get beyond it. In fact, I think that these things come up on the creative journey specifically because what you're doing is, it's an opportunity for you to fortify and affirm self-love and self-worth, that you disagree with the presumption in your mind that you're going to fail, or that you can't do it, or that you're not good enough. You're going to disagree with that through action, by actually taking the step anyways, even though you're afraid. So it takes a lot of courage to even say that you're scared, and then it takes even more courage to say, I'm going to do it anyways. But really, that is the gist of it. You got to get beyond your mind and then move into action. And we talk about this in the cycle of creative flow. If you're interested in learning more about how creativity actually works and how it ebbs and flows, I'll link to that video here. But by understanding the cycle of creative flow and understanding how the creative journey, both in the micro and the macro, work, you'll start to become less afraid of these blockages, because you recognize them for what they are, and that is that they are alchemical opportunities for you to turn what used to be something that would cripple you into something that strengthens you. And there are a lot of ways that you can do this. I already mentioned talking it out with people. I've already mentioned journaling about it. And really, the next step after communicating is action. And after you've taken that action and you're still standing, because you will be, you'll realize that you are stronger than your self-doubt. You'll realize that that experience was necessary in order to bring you to the next phase of your journey. And at a certain point, and this is where you always want to get to when you're performing alchemy on this level with creative self-doubt and things like that, is you want to get to this place of gratitude. That's how you really know that you've done it. That's how you really know you're now sitting on a pile of gold instead of a pile of shitty self-doubt, is when you are grateful and thankful for the experience that you just had, that just showed you how strong you truly are. That's how you know the alchemical process has worked. You have, in fact, turned shit to gold. You have, in fact, created self-doubt into courage and strength. There's another point that I want to make about the appearance of creative blockages like self-doubt, not believing in your abilities as a creative. And this is that discomfort that you feel inside, the discomfort that you want to, or your mind wants to label as proof that you're not good enough. That discomfort is actually proof that your heart disagrees with what your mind has come up with. It's not proof that it's correct. It's proof that it's incorrect, because our hearts and our souls, as pure, blessed beings of light, we truly are creative powerhouses who know, that pure part of ourselves knows and understands that this journey is meant to grow us and expand us, expand the consciousness of the planet, expand happiness and joy, that those things are birthrights. So anything that is not in alignment with those truths is going to feel really icky. And instead of doing what we normally do, because we're kind of conditioned this way, is that as soon as discomfort arises, our mind looks to something to point to blame, to say, oh, well, it was that crappy critique I got, or oh, well, it's because I'm not good enough at painting yet, or oh, it's because this screenplay has been done so many times, that's why, because I'm not good enough. Rather than feeling that dissonance and looking for something to point to, or pointing it at ourselves and attacking ourselves, recognize it as a sign that your heart and soul vehemently disagree with the assumption that your mind is making, okay? That's all it is. So what we need to do at that point is find out what this assumption that your mind has about yourself, and what does your heart and soul actually believe about it. Because when you really get quiet and you really go inward and you focus solely on the purity of your being, rather than whoever you are on the outside, or your name or your title, or what you think people expect of you, or who you think you're supposed to be in the outer world. When you get rid of all that, and you go inward and you get quiet, that part of yourself that knows who you really are is already worthy, is already beautiful, is already full of belief in self. And it's your job, your duty, your responsibility as an awakened creator to fire back at any unaligned versions of who you think you are with that truth, right? So rather than see that experience as evidence that that thought pattern is true, you want to use the signal of the dissonance to recognize, aha, my mind is thinking something that my heart does not agree with, my soul does not agree with this, and fire back with that truth that you are a beautiful being, that you are here to express yourself, that your unique perspective on life is the gift you have to offer the world, that everything that you think makes you weird and strange and not fitting in is exactly and precisely your meal ticket, your signature move, your what you'll be known for, right? that part of you already knows and is already aware and is trying to help you by signaling to you that there is a disruption in your energetic field. So, that being said, I really want to encourage you all to, the next time that creative self-doubt creeps up on you, that you are able to recognize it for what it really is, which is a golden opportunity to perform some next level alchemy and turn it into courage and strength, turn it into empowerment. And you can do that through the power of awareness and bringing that awareness to the truth that you hold inside of who and what you really are, which is a beautiful, amazing, and loved, awakened creator. Thank you so much for watching. Again, my name is Amanda, and I am so glad that you are here. I am so glad that you are part of this community. And just so you know, if you feel alone in this process, or you feel like you don't have a support system around you, that is what this community is meant to be for you. A second home, a second family, a place for you to feel welcomed, to feel supported, to feel encouraged, and to feel empowered to move on your creative journey with confidence and knowing that you are not alone in this process. So if that sounds like something that you are interested in, please subscribe. You can also visit us over on Instagram at awaken.creators. And if you want really personal touch from me, you can join our heart-to-heart email community by going to my website at weareawakenedcreators.com. And there will be a link there for you to join the email community. And I will send you a weekly email, usually on Fridays, letting you know that I love you and what's going on with me that I think would be helpful to share with you as well. Thank you again for watching. Share this video with a creatively minded friend. And if you're interested in watching any other videos that Awaken Creators has to offer, you can find a couple suggestions right here. Thank you so much for watching. Namaste.